I lived here when the last train left in October of 1979, and I don't recall it being a big story. So the demise of the Central Terminal in Buffalo was not with a bang, it was with a whimper. I think train travel was diminishing to such a capacity that it just sort of withered on the vine. Sad, really.
Amtrak constructed a station several miles away in Depew to handle passenger transportation. Several years later, the Buffalo Central Terminal was sold to a private owner, Anthony Fedeli.
He did not do too much stripping to it. He pretty much kept it intact.
Tony Fedeli was a very nice man, in way over his head. He didn't have the financing or backing to do anything with the terminal. He actually built himself an apartment in the building and lived up on the terminal. So he really loved the building, but couldn't do anything with it.
Unfortunately, he never had a plan. I mean, very quickly they began selling off all the file cabinets and the office equipment that was left here. A lot of the institutional capacity in the building, offices and insurance people, they hung around for a while. They were here 6 months, 9 months. The transition wasn't overnight.
Anthony Fedeli owned the building for several years, but eventually filed for bankruptcy. Because he was unable to pay the property taxes, the city foreclosed.
In 1986, the city sold the building at auction for $100,000. A man named Thomas Telesco bought it.
Now that was something they never should have done, because once you put it on the auction, anybody can come in and bid on it.
He thought there would be a wedding palace. He had initially good ideas, but he turned to be the great destroyer. Because when he took this building over, it was a turnkey operation. It could have walked in, and you could have just used it, a couple of cosmetic things, and you'd be in business. I thought the cannibalization of the interior of the Central Terminal was a crime. Radiators were pulled out. The Art Deco wall sconces, the bison and marble pulled off walls. The clock was taken out and sold. So money could be made by this individual.